watch Netflix. You came out here to honor people that do a difficult thing every day, right? Whether there's 3 feet of snow or whether it's 110 degrees. I appreciate it. I know the organizers of this event who have done a wonderful job appreciate it, and I know that the law enforcement of South Jersey and of the Delaware Valley appreciate it. What do? As my friend Tom mentioned, I run a blog called SaveJersey.com, where I fight with people every day about a variety of issues going on in our community, including the disturbing trend of disrespect for those who put their lives on the line for us every day. Why am I so particularly passionate about that issue? Because when I'm not online fighting with internet trolls and trying to fight misinformation, I'm a lawyer, which I know you won't hold that part against me. Because one of the things I do as an attorney is I prosecute in a number of South Jersey towns, including 3 right here in Camden County. Let me tell you something. Sometimes municipal court can resemble that bar scene in Star Wars. It can get a little crazy in there. You get a little bit of everything. You have some wonderful people, you have some not so wonderful people, and you have a lot of folks that are dealing with very difficult situations that impact our community every day. Luckily, we have some of the most fantastic people on the planet, the men and women of our law enforcement, who mediate these disputes, intervene in these crisis scenarios, and help me do my job as a prosecutor, which is try to help keep the community safe. So much of it comes back to culture, doesn't it? Tom and Mr. Zally spoke very eloquently about how the country's changing, not always in good ways. And one of the ways I think it's really changing, and it's appropriate because the NFL season's kicking off this weekend, is the idea of what's a hero and a role model is changing, right? We watch Good Morning America, we turn on ESPN, they have a very different idea than what you and I grew up with. It's the kid who collects change and they do a human interest story because he donated it to the local dog shelter. It's the athlete who manages to stay out of jail, and somehow that automatically makes him a hero. We've kind of cheapened what that word means. I'll tell you what I think it means. It's somebody who, regardless of whether or not they're going to get some kind of pat on the back from the news media, regardless of whether or not they're going to be cheered on every street corner, goes out there every day and puts their rear end on the line for people that sometimes hate them. That's the deepest kind of love. That's the deepest kind of service that a human being can provide for another. And that's what I've had the pleasure of seeing our law enforcement officers do every single day. I've seen police officers work all night, work the night shift, and I know our law enforcement officers here know what I'm talking about. Folks that see them sitting in a parking lot, on the side of the road think they're just goofing off. No, that's the only 5 seconds of the day they have a moment of police to collect their thoughts and get caught up on their paperwork. The rest of the time they're going from house to house, store to store, street corner to street corner, putting out fires. And then they come and sit in court all day with me because they know that I need their help in a domestic violence case to be a witness, to protect somebody and protect the community. That's what they do. That's the kind of people they are. That's a hero. So what I'm asking you to do, because we have to leave today with an action item. It's great that we're here. This is a start. These types of gatherings are happening all over the country, but quite frankly, it doesn't mean much if we don't carry that action out of here. You need to do what we try to do at Save Jersey. You need to talk about the good things that law enforcement officers are doing for our communities. When you see somebody lying about the police with bad information, confront them with truth and with the right statistics. When you hear someone being called a hero who doesn't necessarily deserve the title, share a story on your Facebook page, or stand up at your church or at your school and talk about somebody in your community, an officer, who maybe every day their family's not sure if they're going to come home because they're out there making sure the rest of us can go about our business and enjoy the kind of freedoms that millions of Americans, men and women, have died for, to defend that flag, to make sure that we're free to stand here today and voice our opinions. Please do this. We need help, trust me. It's the only disconcerting part of what I do for a living. When I go to court and I leave at the end of the day, I feel good about this country because of the young men and women I've been able to interact with. I don't feel so good when I read the comments online. you have to be a force for change. You have to engage the fight like they do. Think of it as air support. Our law enforcement needs your air support. They need you calling into the Dom show, other radio shows. You got to be there for them because they're there for us. And if we do that, I truly do believe that in time, we can begin to change our culture again and make this a country that's worthy of the young men, the young women that are putting their lives on the line to defend it and make it as great as we know that it is. So thank you again for coming out. Thank you for letting me talk a little bit of my experiences for you on this hot day. And God bless you, and I hope I see more of you guys in the future as we continue to try to right the ship. Thank you.